Hey guys, my name is Shay, and about 3 months ago, I recently had an obsession with Danganronpa, and I still do to this day. So, I decided to make a video discussing my favorite characters from the games, anime, and even the mangas that were released. This list is completely based on my opinion and not on any of the facts that have been released about any of the characters. If you guys disagree with what I have, then please feel free to let me know what you want to pick in the comments below. Also, just to give you a heads up, there might be some spoilers about these characters that I mentioned, so if you haven't finished playing or watching Danganronpa 1 or 2, you probably should do that before checking out this video. So, without further ado, let's begin the list. At number 10, we have the main antagonist herself, Junko Inoshima. She was a great villain in this game. She'll manipulate you without even knowing and will do anything to inflict despair to everyone. If she has to make a few sacrifices along the way, she has no problem killing you off. I love her character in this game. I just thought it was really nice to include that twist at the end of the first game of having her be the mastermind behind it all, and having her sister be the one that you were getting along with the entire time. Her multiple personalities were also a really funny touch as well during the 6th trial. I really like how she loves despair more than anything else in the world and will do anything to see that despair on everyone's face. However, because of the fact that we don't see her often as I would like to, I can't really say that she's the best character around. So that's why the mastermind behind all the killing games so far gets her spot at number 10. Next at number 9 is the hyperactive musician Ibuki Miyoda. Her character in the second game provided a lot of funny and exciting moments. Her reactions to certain things were great, and her personality as a whole is fantastic. I really like her character design as well. The pink and blue highlights in her hair really brought out the rocker girl within her. I also like how in her free time events she makes Hinata go through all these kind of like boot camp kind of things for musicians, and has him pick an imaginary instrument to play with her. I thought it was just super funny and awesome that she did that. With that said, our favorite hyperactive girl is at number 9. At number 8, we have the ultimate mechanic, Hazuichi Sauda. The thing is with Sauda is that a lot of people just see him as this majority of people would be like if they were in the game. Which, to be honest, I would be like him as well, freaking out every second. Every time you see their body, you would just leave the room immediately, not try to do anything. Class trials, completely worthless, just try to participate, but really just consider the fact that someone died and you're trying to figure out who the murderer was, and if you don't, you're going to die. He is definitely that. But people also just see him as this guy who doesn't really provide much help at all, and is like the comedic relief guy, I guess. But in his free time events, he actually is a pretty cool guy. He wants to be an astrological engineer and never really went on school trips, always would ditch him. Grew up working with his dad and lost his best friend in middle school. He is a really relatable guy, and he just doesn't get that much of a reveal in the main story about him. Our soda-loving Sonia obsessor makes the list at number 8. Next, at number 7, is our shy and psychotic author, Toko Fukawa / Genocider Show. When she was first introduced, I thought she was going to be one of those snarky, I hate everything kind of characters. However, as time progressed in the story, I got more and more into her character. When she was revealed to be the ultimate serial killer, Genocider Show, I feel more in love with her character, as a lot of people did. Her multiple personality disorder was pretty creative and a little bit out of the blue, but still pretty good. Her obsession with Togumi can get a little bit annoying when it's Fukawa, but still, when Genocider Show comes in, it's funny when she gives Togumi these different insulting names every time. Which helps explain why our favorite murderer / snarky girl makes her debut at number 7. At number 6, we have everyone's favorite AI program, Chiaki Nanami. This ultimate gamer girl has helped out thick and thin for everyone in the group of the second game. Her passion for helping everyone and making sure no one dies is very admirable and helpful for everyone. It was really sad when we had to see Chiaki's execution. I may or may not have cried, but anyway, Chiaki became like the new version of Kirigiri in a way. Chiaki is a very smart, caring individual when it comes to the game. Her ability to help others is extraordinary, and the impact of it is pretty grand. However, I just felt as if there were better characters in the series. Our Video Gaming Pro makes it at number 6. Next on the list, at number 5, is the carrier of the 4 Dark Devas of Destruction, Gundam Tanaka. Him being the ultimate animal breeder and all, he could tame any animal with very little effort. In the main storyline, I heard some people who've played or watched the game say that he is a very annoying character. At first I agreed he was a little bit annoying with him just spewing nonsense all the time. However, after his trial and discovering the reason behind killing Nekomaru, I started to realize that he acts this way because of something that happened in his past, and I wanted to find out what that was. So when I played his free time events in the Dangan Island mode, that when you unlock when you complete the story, I after watching some videos about him, he acted like he didn't care because of him wanting to be alone all the time. However, inside he really wanted to take care of everyone, but didn't know how. I thought this was so awesome, amazing, and innocent of him to do. I thought it was adorable and I loved this character ever since. Our hamster master makes his dark magic noticeable at number 5. At number 4, we have our pushover nurse, Mikan Tsuruki. When I first started the game, I loved her character the moment I first talked to her. She was so innocent and cute. I just wanted to hug and tell her that everything was going to be all fine. During her free time events, her past was so sad and abusive. She did anything that anyone asked her to do if it meant that they won't hate her. She was raped, physically and mentally abused by not only her classmates, but even her family as well. I wanted to cry because after all the negativity in her life, she just still helped people out with a smile on her face. However, during her trial, her despair form showed me how much someone could change in an instant. It was very cool and shocking to see that side of her. I enjoyed her despair form a lot and enjoyed her trial as well. She went from this innocent, sweet, caring person to this conniving, despairful, evil persona in less than a minute in her trial. With this said, our despairful/hopeful nurse shoots her way into number 4. Getting the bronze medal. At number 3 is the original detective, Kyoko Kirigiri. When I first saw Kirigiri, to be honest, I thought she was going to be like a Maizono. Man, was I wrong. She turned out to be this intellectual case solver that ended up saving everyone multiple times during the class trials. Plus, with her side investigations about the school, her discoveries that she made in her time there, she just made me want to become more and more like a detective. The only time that I believed she needed other people's help was during the 5th trial in the first game, when everyone was believing that she was the murderer and had to pin the blame on Naeki in order to finally figure out what exactly is going on in the school. She's so independent and smart and just an awesome character created. Our prime detective solves the case to make it at number 3. At number 2, taking the silver medal, is our loyal swordswoman, Peko Pekoyama. When I first saw Peko's design, I immediately loved her character. She reminded me of this awesome samurai ready to strike at any given moment. I also liked how the designers did not make her look like this traditional like samurai, and instead made her look like an actual high school student. Her free time events are really interesting in a way, like comedic. Her inability to touch fluffy and small animals because they were always afraid of her, but they're also sad as well, like having the inability to smile at all. She deserves to be happy and smiling. When she was convicted of the second class trial as a culprit, I wanted to kill myself. I refused to believe that she was the murderer for the longest time. Her execution, the events that led up to that were all just so emotional and sad. It was just too heartbreaking. Her job as the mindless puppy to Fuyuhiko made me want her to be herself and make decisions on her own and not have to follow Fuyuhiko around. But after explaining the story behind why she's like that, it made sense. But Peko still made the ultimate sacrifice by killing someone for Fuyuhiko just to make sure that he was safe no matter what. Which is why the ultimate protector and swordswoman sliced through competition at number 2. Now before we get into my number 1 pick, I would like to give some honorable mentions as well. Nagito Komeda, Sakura Ogami, Akane Owari, Sonia Nevermind, and Chihiro Fujisaki. Nagito, because of the fact originally I thought he wasn't really that good of a character and I kind of found him annoying and not trustworthy whatsoever. After doing some free time events with him on Dangan Island, I really enjoyed this character a lot and I understood why he was acting this way. Sakura, because of the fact that she was always so loving and caring to everybody in the first game, but everyone was just so afraid of her and just didn't talk to her and was scared that she was going to kill somebody. Besides Asahina. Asahina was like her only friend and she didn't want to see anyone hurt her or hurt anybody whatsoever, so she killed herself. I kind of worried because of the fact that she was always funny since I first started playing the game. To me, like her reactions is just really funny. And also just her constantly always obsessing over eating and getting stronger. It sense to me after you do her free time events. Sonia, because at first I did not really like her whatsoever. I thought she was gonna be really this stuck up, always thinking like I'm better than everyone kind of attitude, like royalty. But she actually did truly care about people, and I appreciate that. And then she also took care of Gundam's hamsters when he got executed, so I approve. And then lastly, Chihiro, because of the fact that he's an awesome character entirely. The fact that his backstory behind why he just started to dress up as a girl, it's just really sad. Everyone just started making fun of him. So he was like, you know what, I'm just being a good girl. And then when the secrets were revealed, he actually was willing to get stronger and tell everyone the truth about his secret before anyone else. I thought that was so awesome of him, but then stupid Owada, always getting jealous, again, and decided to kill him. Anyway, now, the moment everyone has waited for, the #1 spot, the gold medal winner, is the gambling queen herself, Celestia Ludenberg, aka Taiko Yasuhiro. Yes, Celestia is my favorite character in the Danganronpa because of her decision-making skills, the opportunities she takes, and her intellectual decisions made as a whole. She was able to pick out the weakest person of the group, Yamada, and manipulate him to convince him to kill another classmate, Ishimaru, and then betray him last second in order for her alone to win the game. Of course, she made some mistakes, but she did pull out her plan fairly well. Her character design is very Victorian Goth-like, which I like a lot. Her execution was beautifully animated, and her personality to me appealed the most out of all of them in the first game. Also, her quotes and freak-out moments were very funny to watch. She definitely is a great character in the Danganronpa world, which is why the bets she placed had benefited her the most and had reached the #1 spot on this list. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Do you agree with my list, or do you disagree entirely? Please leave a comment with your top 10 characters down below. I would love to see which characters you guys love the most. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Happy killing!